I brought you here today to ask an important question.
Go for it.
When did you get old? Because we went to this Bad Bunny concert this past week, and bro, I saw your face. You were physically hurting. Like, all right, here was your progression. You were excited, ecstatic, turned, and then you were like he took a break for a second, and you were like, man, that can't be it, huh? And then,
well, he couldn't breathe.
And then 3 songs later, we'll get to all that, but he took a break in another part, and it was like, that can't be it. 4 songs later, you were like, please, can this be it? You were like, yo.
He was like, mi gente, ¿quién quiere seguir perreando?
And you were like, not me, dog.
I'm like, I think I'm good, bro. Like, you did your job, bro. Like, it's good.
So we're gonna
Please call it a wrap.
We got these tickets sometime in 2021, I think.
We were already vaccinated.
Were we?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know we were already vaccinated. That was wild. That seems so crazy. But we had already been coerced into vaccination. And
we had the microchips in.
We had the microchips in by then.
Yeah. And
we got these tickets, and it was crazy because like when you see February 2022 and it's like January or some shit, you're like,
it wasn't even January, dog. It was like August.
Bro, it felt crazy far.
Yeah.
Like it felt crazy far from into 2021. Like, like 2022 was nowhere in sight. Things were going crazy over here.
I don't think. No, hold up. Elvira and I don't think Elvira and I were even married yet.
Nah. So that's what I'm saying. I think it was.
Oh, and today is our 6 months anniversary of being married.
Y'all be acting like that, like that's a thing. I'm just saying, bro. I forgot. I be forgetting, bro.
I ain't even gonna flex.
You forgot too?
Yeah. She left this morning, and then I always help her in the mornings, or at least I try to, get her lunch ready and stuff. She be leaving mad early. And then I called her because the same thing happened again. Remember how that dude was drunk in the parking lot?
Bro, your apartments are way too nice for things like that to be happening.
It was the same guy. Same exact scenario. So I call her and I'm like, hey, that just kind of made me scared. Like, just be safe when you're out there driving. Like, make sure you keep an eye out for crazy people. I guess people are, remember it's Sunday night. It means people were partying yesterday. So, just be careful. And then we just talked for a little bit. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go back.
I'm a dip, yeah.
And then some time goes by, I think 10 minutes. And she calls me again, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And then she's like, I know you ain't going to say it, so I'm going to just say happy 6 months being married.
Oh, damn.
But she wasn't she was laughing, though. She was kind of clapping at me, but also, it was funny.
So I'll be honest with you, dog.
Yeah.
I knew no lyrics.
Yeah, I know.
I knew all the vibes. I don't know if I knew every single drop.
You were out here
I knew every single drop. I knew when every single I was like, oh, you got to do this. Oh, look, that's the Do not know a lyric, dog.
Yeah.
Do not know a single lyric.
No, I know.
Except for the ba A's. I know those.
Hey.
Yeah, I knew all of those.
Bro, he was out there inspiring people. It was sweet.
Well, the problem was, remember the echo thing that I was telling you about when he talks like those Sábado Gigante hosts?
Yeah. That's just being Puerto Rican, but yeah.
So, he's talking so loud that the reverb cuts his words off.
Oh,
I could not understand.
Wait, that's what was happening.
So, he would be talking, and so, the way reverb works, it kind of just elongates.
Every word?
It elongates, what's going on. So, instead of being it'll go ah. You'll hear the room reverb. Yeah. But when you have so much of that, and then it's bouncing off the stadium and hitting the floor, and he's speaking fast, there's no way to understand what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah, no, I knew what he was saying.
I needed someone to tell me. I'm like, yo, on the low, can someone translate?
There were some things that I was like, homie, what? And it was when he was talking about how he was like, I couldn't breathe. And Elvira instantly, the nurse kicked in.
I know, I saw it. So here's what happened. So he starts playing that one broke song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, well, it was after Yo Visto Así.
Okay, so he was playing that. He was about to start performing the broke song.
Yeah.
And then, you see him jump down, because the way that this stage is set up, it starts as an 18-wheeler, and then he comes out from the top of the 18-wheeler, then the sides of the 18-wheeler become other stages, then the stages compress and come all together. So it becomes like a whole thing.
Yeah.
But in the process, at one point, you have a higher stage and 2 lower stages.
Yeah.
Pyrotechnics are going up, going crazy. And when you see the up-close TikTok video, which apparently Bad Bunny said not to post, I heard.
Oh, really?
Apparently in his thing, he said, yo, don't go put it in the TikTok in the face or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
because he was like, I want people to be surprised.
not about that, but just like, I guess you don't want people to like be concerned or be like, yo, what's up with Bad Bunny? Yo, is this going to affect my tickets? Like, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Just a whole slew of like.
Yeah, because I think with the Texas route, we were first.
We were, and he already had another date the next day. That was only his 4th day of the tour.
Yeah.
So like, I still think you're trying to figure out how it works in every venue and every application and stuff like that. And he has that situation where like, from where we're able to see, we're not able to clearly see like what's going on with him. We're not able to really see. It just seems like something is happening.
Yeah.
So we're like, Elvira immediately goes, I think he might have burns. I think he might, have done this. But I'm like, it's wild that he like just jumped off. Like, he jumped off, took his jacket off, ran to the back.
Yeah. And then I was like, did Live Nation just do Bad Bunny like Pepsi did Michael?
That's what I'm saying. So what's going on now is we're waiting. The song's playing.
Yeah.
Then the band just like starts.
They just said, fuck it, I guess we're doing it.
They just start playing shit.
Well, they did the song for him.
Of course, but then afterwards they started covering Little Wing.
Yeah.
Like they started jamming. Yeah. They were just like, I don't fucking know,
They're playing Hendrix.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know what to do. We're just going to keep on playing then.
Yeah. They turned the lights on.
Yeah, but they were doing that in the beginning too, where I was like, oh, they want you to see was really like how things are looking.
Yeah.
And then he comes back about 10 minutes later and he continues the whole rest of the show.
Yeah. Like nothing.
I'm like, all right, that's cool.
You all right then?
You good then?
Yeah.
And then you start seeing the TikToks and you could see like so much smoke from the pyrotechnics. I think it must have just got him. He like inhaled some smoke and like fucked him up. He couldn't really like. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what was going on. I don't know what they do on a medical thing for that. I don't really know how that works. Yeah. I ain't a nurse.
My favorite part was that this man had a bunch of Hispanics out there trying to sing Japanese.
Oh, and they were.
And we were. I was doing it too. And I was like, is this offensive? I don't know.
But everyone, like in unison, no one knows what they're saying?
No.
No one knows what they're saying.
No.
But they're saying it.
Yeah.
Let's get into some topics here. Two, one. Welcome to the 2.5 Citizens Podcast. I'm Zen.
Bad Bunny, bye.
Bro, we're going to get copywritten for you claiming that you Bad Bunny right now, dog.
I didn't say I was Bad Bunny.
I'm going to clickbait this, the Bad Bunny's on today.
All right, do it.
All right, and then because you said that, dog.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, bro.
Where's Bad Bunny?
How is he imitating his likeness like this?
Yeah.
Incorrectly.
Damn.
You have no knots, dog. You have no knots on your head. I feel like we could get the knots, dog. I feel like our hair is long enough to get the Bad Bunny knots.
Mine's shaped like I have like the haircut for like a typical white man, but you could get the knots.
Should I get knots, dog?
Yeah.
Should I pull up like Bad Bunny?
Yeah, pull up with the knots.
I think I'm all right on the knots.
After the concert, you were all curled up.
Dude, honestly, I was out here looking like Tory Lanez in his like 80s album.
Yo. Whoa.
Are we still not allowed to say Tory Lanez's name?
I don't know.
It's so crazy as we're getting into stuff that like he's been having to just like run his career the way he has to run it right now, just like independently, selling NFTs and stuff. Yeah. While like Megan Thee Stallion has like hot chips brand sponsorships.
Yo, this man
Real
said
hot girl chip.
He had to go. He literally got canceled, so he had to go back in time before cancel culture for that album.
And academics had the hottest take of saying that album was a way better throwback 80s execution than the Weeknd's on FM.
Ooh, how do you feel about that?
I didn't listen to Tory Lanez's to like determine if that was good or not. Because I remember,
Because you're the one that pick sides. I don't really care, but you like to pick sides.
but whenever the Megan Thee Stallion and stuff, the things were happening, I was the first to say like, I get it, but the album kind of hard.
Yeah,
Like I was the first one to be like,
and I was like, dog, you can't be saying this.
it's how I felt, bro. It's how I felt. I just be saying things how I feel sometimes.
I guess I might have to bring it back to this.
So I was like, I haven't heard the album. He played some snippets to know if I feel that way, but I just know that I'm such a The Weeknd fan artistically that I'm like, nah, no one can touch him artistically. Like, no one can get near him.
Yeah.
When it comes to the characters and when it comes to like making a whole piece of art. So I don't know, because I feel like you really be thinking I'd be picking sides.
You do. You out here saying you're not from 63rd.
Well, I'm not. Am I from
true.
63rd?
That is true. You are not.
Am
from
I from
63rd?
63rd?
Wait. Can I tell a quick story about how, bro? So I've been trying to like better myself and work out.
Oh, okay.
Better myself and work out and look good out here for my wife, and I've been working.
You're already married though.
Yes, exactly. I want to like.
Nah, that's
trying.
no. After that,
No.
it's
I don't.
lockdown. You don't have to do nothing.
I don't subscribe to that, bro. I want to be able to run around with my kids.
Yes, for your kids, but not your wife, dog.
No, it's her too, bro. Anyway.
We'll talk about this later. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was the morning. I wasn't feeling running my mile that day, and then I don't know what it is, but I just be playing King Von to like work out. It feels like inspirational to me.
Okay.
And then I'm like looking at the thing, and I'm like, I'm about to give up. And then it was on because I was just so like sleepy and tired. And then
You were like 0.6.
0.63, and then King Von says, "We not from 63rd." And then I was like, "You're right. We gotta keep going. I can't end it like this."
We can't end on 63rd. I can't do that to Vaughn.
Yeah. And then I finished it.
You finished the whole mile? Or
I finished the whole mile.
You finished the whole mile because you weren't from 63rd?
Yeah.
That I respect. If you would have just gone to 64th or 65th,
No.
I'd have been like,
No,
all
we
right,
finished the
like,
whole
I
mile.
mean, cool, you ran 0.1 mile more, right? But nah, you were at 63rd and you went completely and finished that 100%.
Yeah.
I respect that. And that goes to show that drill artists are not menaces to society and are actually helping the country get healthier. So this brings me to one of the things that I want to talk to. So in New York right now, the mayor, they have a new mayor right now. People are vibing with this mayor.
Is he Italian?
Nah, I think he's black, dog.
Oh.
Yeah. And so one thing that he started coming out and doing is like, he's like real on this shit. So like he doesn't really play a lot like the PC game too much.
Nice.
He just kind of says things how it is in New York.
Yeah.
So one thing he said is, yo, we got to quit it with all this drill shit.
Okay.
He said, yo, what the fuck going on out here?
Yeah.
So once he said that shit, all the drill rappers in the city had to come to the mayor's office.
The Woos and the Chos.
They all pulled up and talked to him. Fabio Foreign was there. Like everyone was there at the mayor's office, basically just being like, yo, we're here with the mayor so that we can talk about things that are happening and, we can start getting things worked out together. And there was a few people, I don't know everybody, but I'm going to try to find the actual thing where they were talking and like speaking on this.
But I don't think New York drill.
Tuesday night, there's been a lot of talk about drill rap, drill music, New York City, connecting lines with the culture, and I just wanted to create a conversation with the mayor. We got Fabio here, we got Young B Love here, we got Slow and Bucks here, we got Bleezy here to talk about what's really happening, so the mayor can get a real perspective and a real understanding of what drill rap is, and so that we can have some real dialogue and really start to really make things happen.
But that's an interesting thing to see that like there's look at how many drill rappers that is. It's sitting at the mayor's office.
Hey, Boogie ain't make it.
I don't know if he's a drill rapper.
He be hanging out with them though.
He's a trap rapper. I feel like there's a difference now.
But also, hold up. You wanted to speak on this, Bella?
She too white to have an opinion right now.
I would say that, and I don't know. but it just seems like the drill scene in Chicago is where it's actually scary.
Yeah. I mean, it's all started in Chicago, really, and then people took their versions of it. The closest that I've seen from my research as being like Chicago is Florida, Jacksonville in particular.
Yeah.
So like, but I don't know. The thing with me is just New York sounds like a scary place. Like every time I'm there.
But everything about New York sounds scary.
Exactly. So this makes me feel like, like the worst part about New York for me is that like in Houston you have a city,
right?
And then you're like, hey, don't go to that area. It's kind of sketchy. There's like 5 cities inside New York, and you got to find out where all the bad parts in each one of these boroughs is.
Yeah.
That's a lot, dog.
Yeah, it is a lot.
That's a lot to try to figure out. Like, I can kind of know, all right, it starts getting a little wild on this side. And plus, I've been in Houston long enough. I just end up in Brooklyn. I don't know where the good parts and bad parts are. I end up over here in Manhattan. I don't know where, like, the nice parts are, where people are being grimy. Like, you're walking
Did you go to the Bronx?
No, I didn't go to the Bronx. I didn't make it out. I don't think I made it out to the Bronx. I didn't see Cardi. I didn't see Cardi and all them. I mean, it's so hard, dog. There's so many places to be, dog.
Yeah.
There's so many places to be. Then you pull up somewhere, and then you're like, all right, now what? Like, I pulled up to some random plot in Brooklyn. I'm like, I want to be in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, there's a bunch of little bodegas and grocery stores out here.
Can't buy chopped cheese from all of them.
So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
I'm just walking around. But it is just kind of scary where you don't know what's going on. But it's interesting to me to see the mayor actually, like, you know, most times these, like, nothing actually happens. But for the mayor to have actually done something to at least scare these drill rappers into being like, yo, we got to come in and talk to this mayor. If not, like, the career, the money's going to be fucked up.
Yeah. And I think also to kind of like transition into another thing where it's like the whole, I keep thinking back to the whole Meek Mill Jay-Z thing where they're like trying to get this to where, hey, you can't use our lyrics. And there is one point of that because I don't agree with it. I think like if you saying the murders he committed, it should be able to, like, if you're dumb enough to make it into a song, then that's on you, you know. But what I will say, it's like they were saying like, nah, you can't just come after the person. Come after the distributors. Come out to like come like if you're basically gonna come after us, and you got to come after Apple. You got to come after Spotify. You got to come out to the platforms that allowed this music to also be like put out there like that.
Yeah, so it's like take Hayes the Race. They signed him to a deal whenever all that shit happened, right? And they made money off of him. Yeah. Bobby Shmurda was in jail for 10 years or whatever.
They made money off of him.
They made money off of him the entire time he was in jail. So they made money off of all of the crimes, but don't take any of the responsibility for like what he's having to deal with.
Right.
But like they got the money, not only because in order to get the money, you have to market it. Exactly. So you have to have promoted this bad behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you had to have like, there's a lot of that. A lot of people that are like, that come in to play with that. But it's really interesting to see all these moves that these rappers are kind of trying to make and like actually trying to change legislation and like do things in society. I'm going to talk about this very quickly, and then we're going to go on to something else. Jay-Z, Lil Baby, Meek Mill, and 76ers owner Michael Rubin purchasing Mitchell & Ness for $250 million. If you remember back when we were like in high school,
all the snackback kids,
Mitchell & Ness jerseys, Mitchell & Ness jackets, and Mitchell & Ness specific snapbacks, green brims.
Green bottom, yep.
Were the biggest thing.
Where you snapped it on your belt loop.
Well, because the thing was,
and you had one on.
So here was the thing at school is that at our school you could not wear hats.
No.
So everybody would get their hats confiscated. So they would have a backup hat on their belt loop. And then also if they didn't want to get their hat taken, then they would grab it and put it on their belt loop. Yeah. So you would unsnap the snapback, put it through your belt loop, snap it. Yep. And now you have a Mitchell & Ness keychain. Yeah. And
so you were still flexing.
You were still flexing. Yeah. And so that was like the thing. Basically what happened was everyone was wearing fitteds, and then Tyga came out with a song called Snapbacks and Tattoos.
Yep. Oh, damn. I got oh, God.
And everyone went crazy.
Heard. How come in my head instantly went snapbacks and tattoos? Bro, it literally hit me like a train. I was just like, oh,
It hit everybody like a train.
No, just now too.
I know, but so there was something about that wave when Tiger came out.
Completely forgot about that.
And that revolutionized Mitchell and Ness.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I mean, like, I haven't seen snapbacks have that craze. People are wearing all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah.
But if you have the most influential people in the industry buying it, are we going to see a renaissance? Like, if it only takes one song like that.
I feel like it was snapbacks, then it went to 5 panels.
Yeah.
Then it went back to fitted a little bit.
Exactly.
And
now
then it was
like
dad
truckers,
hats.
Dad truckers.
Yeah.
And now, in order to get the snapbacks back, I don't know what it's going to take. Like,
Now,
is it going to be another, like, Pushing P was like one of the biggest marketing pushes I've seen like in a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was grassroots or like what really sold it for me was whenever
That ain't P, bro.
well, it was whenever the whole private jet situation happened, where he was like, "Alex is not P. Look, they're saying here in my like Young Thug was like they're saying here in my live, Alex is not P." And then after that, you would go to the thread, and there'd be like Pushing P coming out tonight, Pushing P coming out tonight. So it made me feel like, yo, did this really happen? And then y'all made it a press run, or did y'all just do this like on y'all's own, plant this whole thing?
Right.
Because then once Nike gets in, Walmart gets in,
Everybody got
all
in.
these companies start saying they're Pushing P. You're like, hold on, why do these big companies feel so comfortable saying whatever? We don't even know what this means 100% yet.
Yeah.
You could be saying a plethora of wild things now.
You could have been slandering the ops.
You could have been pushing pedophiles. I don't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? You have no idea what you're pushing.
Yeah.
You have no idea what products you're pushing.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know. You just don't know.
It's like,
So when I see like stuff like that, I'm like, okay, they might have the power to really push a movement. Like, they know what to do. So it's making me really wonder where the Mitchell and Ness, like, where it's going to come back and where we're going to see it. Are we going to see it in the snapback front? Because they made sportswear and stuff. So if the 76ers bought it, are they just going to like go back to like old hardwood Mitchell and Ness? So all that to say, this influence just brings me to, we haven't talked about the Super Bowl halftime show. We haven't talked about the Super Bowl as a whole. And just so you're aware that whenever I talk about the Super Bowl, I'm only talking about the halftime show.
Yeah, facts.
So if I pull up to you and I'm like, yo, did you see the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, yeah, that play. Bro, don't talk to me about no plays, dog.
Yeah.
Did you see the halftime show?
You did this to your dad, didn't you?
No, I did this to people at work because I watched it with my parents.
Okay.
I did it to people at work. I'm like, bro, you saw that Super Bowl though?
Yeah.
50.
Upside down.
So
In the club.
So let's
Bro, Elvira was in a patient room, like, and then she saw 50 upside down with all the girls, and she literally told me, she's like, I felt like a little kid again, like I had to look away. You know, like
I wasn't allowed to see this on national TV.
Yeah.
So first, I always say this, first CD I ever remember purchasing, like physically going to the Target or Walmart and grabbing from the shelf and being like, hey, I'm gonna buy this CD, was 50 Cent's The Massacre.
No business buying that CD.
No business.
Yeah.
But of course, before that, that's when you were getting like Get Rich Die Trying.
Yep.
I remember seeing my first AirPod, and I mean my first iPod in the PIMP video. Do you remember him unrolling that iPod?
No.
Bro, it was one of the hardest flexes if you look at it in like today's
Wait, was it like the Nano or like?
You're gonna see. No, it was the dinosaur one.
Oh, like the bulky one?
Yes.
I don't think I remember this.
I'm gonna lower the volume so that we don't get But look at this. It's this intro scene of 50 Cent and PIMP, Gucci on, and then unrolling the iPod from the headphones.
Bruh.
Like, back then,
That's crazy.
That was like, you were like, what is going on? How is he?
Yeah.
Like with that, you were like, yo, he is literally on top of the world. You see him scrolling?
Yeah. No,
You
the
see him
scrolling was wild.
The scrolling is wild.
Yo, can we talk about Dr. Dre? The second he gets on the piano, I knew what was happening. But he first hit it with the I Ain't Mad At Ya riff. The da-na-na-na-na,
So let's just get deep into this.
Yeah.
So this was all centered around Dr. Dre and everything that he's done because people keep on. because people keep on feeling like, I don't know what it is about him, but people really think like he's hiding, he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's like he's still consistently putting out people to this day, right?
Right.
Which he shows.
Right.
You saw the Anderson .Paak cameo?
Kendrick
performed though, but the Anderson .Paak like drum cameo.
No, I know. That was insane.
And so like Corday, I mean he wasn't there, but Corday's like a product of Dre right now. Like there's all these crazy things. It's like he's still
Corday kind of corny though.
What?
I just can't. I can't do it.
You can't do Corday.
No, I can't.
We'll get into this in a little bit. We'll get into this.
I like how he spits, but it's just like I don't care about what you're talking about right now.
So, all right, I kind of feel. Do you feel the same way about Jack Harlow right now?
No, Jack Harlow's. I think Jack Harlow's whiteness in my head, like, helps him
because he put out a song yesterday.
Because I'm like, Jack Harlow's not trying to be hard. He's just like.
Before I get into that, let's run through the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
So what happens is he comes out for when they have like some sort of Compton scene.
Yeah.
Then from there he comes off the DJ booth. Like he's like in a whole production suite, producing everything like just wildin'. You have Snoop Dogg come out in like the
crip walking
in the Rams crip outfit.
Yeah. Just
hard.
crip walking.
Yeah. Had a whole choreographed crip walk.
Yep.
Had 50 Cent upside down as a surprise guest. Had like Eminem spitting and kneeling. Which my whole thing with the kneeling, and I've said this before, is that I truly feel that Eminem is the woke, like the super woke liberal in the group.
Yeah.
We're like,
we know where 50 stands.
Like, we know where 50 stands, and I'm pretty sure I know where Dr. Dre stands when he's dealing with all of this, like, divorce stuff, child support stuff.
And Snoop is just
all
Snoop.
the taxes. And Snoop, he's just going to be like, I'm going to smoke my weed, which makes him, like, want to be in a liberal state. But monetarily, I know he loves L.A., so it's like, when you love L.A. like that, you just deal with the fuckatry that you're going to have to be given in taxes.
Right.
But, like...
I'm sure he's got ways around it, bro.
Exactly, and I'm sure he knows what he's doing, while Eminem is like the way I see it with Eminem is like when it came to Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, and all them, 50 Cent, they were like black dudes in the hood that had no way to like make it out other than to hustle and figure this shit out, and they made it.
Right.
While like Eminem struggled and had all that shit, but he had a different thing where he was like, I want to be accepted in this black culture.
Right.
And I know I'm a white guy who's rapping.
Wearing a do-rag.
And so he had to prove himself, kind of like a woman in the industry of like of the work industry where they have to like work twice as hard. He had to do all this stuff to like feel accepted, and then he felt like, damn, Dr. Dre really gave me an opportunity. Like he could have said I was trash like everyone else, and the fact that like the black community has really accepted me like this, like I owe them. And so like when he kneels and stuff,
hot take with Eminem. I think him not being angsty is why people stop listening.
For sure. Because
we never really cared about the fact that he could rap fast, because I was never listening anyway. And like, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah. No, it's literally, it was that energy. It was that angst. It was tapping in. It's like, it's literally tapping into the same feeling that we got from Avril Lavigne, Skater Boy.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally like
same
that.
energy. Same energy.
That same energy, just different talent levels, but same energy. That's what we were there for.
Yeah, it's not a phase, Mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, when he kneeled, I think, like, everyone else, like, all right, bro, like, do what you feel like you gotta do.
Yeah, everyone was just like, no, I love how they were all like, I guess.
Yeah. And so we're like, that's why I truly feel like they're all like, bro, like, get all Antifa ass, get your Antifa ass out of here.
They're like, Dr. Jones is like, all right, back to the piano.
Yeah, like he just steps away. He's like, I'm gonna just do my thing over here. But I really feel like that's the thing is like, when you see it, it's not like he switched up, which is like what I think a lot of people think, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think like, well, he was saying like the F slur and he was saying like
everyone was. Things. Everyone was.
But you're like, okay, but he was also saying fuck Bush back then.
Yeah.
And he was also saying like, yo, get the troops out of the war. Like he was saying all these things back then when he was being angsty.
Yeah.
It was like, mush, fuck Bush until they bring our troops home. Come on. Like he was saying that way back then.
Yeah.
And then he loses the angstiness. And so now he's just like, you Cheeto puff dust looking.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, like, nah, it don't hit the same no more.
No, just
like,
relax.
Bro, I get you got to say something about Trump, but like, no, you don't.
Yeah. Like, I know you think you have to say something about it.
But like, nah, we good.
But it's okay.
So like, when you see that kind of stuff, I'm just like, all right, like.
Who is this for?
It's for him to prove like to himself that he's like what he's doing. I really feel like that's how he feels. Like really think that is his position, his stance, because he has the fuck you money to be like, yo, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to, especially when you're dealing with Eminem's fan base, which is like primarily white. And honestly, primarily not really the biggest fans of hip hop, just fans of Eminem.
Right.
You're dividing your audience when you pick a political stance.
Right.
So like, if he was being smart and cared about everything, he wouldn't.
And
so,
to be fair, I feel like most Eminem fans
be wearing the red hats.
No.
Be in the
It
booth.
goes without saying.
In the booth, bleeding red.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing is like, and they're all gonna be like, I mean, I just like his talent. I don't really care about what his political opinions are. But I truly think that is his position.
Yeah.
And it's a funny one to see. Not a funny one to see, but it's interesting around the people that he's around because I'm pretty sure they're all saying wild shit in the green room.
Yeah.
And he has to be like, bro, but like the community. Like
Yeah. And they're like, 50's like, man, the community, bro.
Be like, bro, you know how much money I made on Tupperwares this week?
Yeah,
Me and Martha been killing this shit.
Yeah, bro, I'm trying to get paper, bro. Like, no, but again, Dr. Dre on the piano, man, I was just like, it's just raw talent, bro.
Like, hold on. Remember when he put out his Spaghetti?
Mom Spaghetti?
He was getting some flack, kind of, because it was like $9 to $10.
Who did?
Eminem.
Why were people bad? Why do people get mad about stuff like that?
I mean, that's like the average. If you go to like any food truck, that's the average you're paying for like any food truck.
Yeah. I saw someone on Instagram complaining about like, like the immersive like Van Gogh kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing like a Frida Kahlo one. And they were like complaining like, oh, this is just a cash grab. Like it's $60 to get in. And then I'm like, I mean, all of this stuff, like all this equipment, like it's got to get paid somehow.
There's overhead.
Like there's overhead. Like I was like, what do you, like it's not going to be free. Like what do you, I just don't understand. Like
when I saw the immersive experience, I said, yo, this wild.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't go. Like, it's like that simple. You're just like, yo, it's the feeling of like, I deserve this.
Right.
I deserve this. So there should be a way I could participate.
But
it is wild that I can't.
I'm just saying we should have gotten that Tupac hologram at least.
Didn't like Dre own it or something?
I have no idea.
I don't know either, but let's move on to a few things here.
All right.
I feel like this has been a reoccurring theme on this podcast where I almost feel like we need to like change our name because Ye has been running. All right, I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Yeah.
I think he's doing like the Kardashian thing where like Kanye gets in the news for of nothing of importance other than just himself.
Yeah. I heard this thing too that he's like turning into like the Trump of music.
So let's
like you see that one picture where he's like, there's two kinds of people in this world, people on my side and losers.
Oh my gosh.
Is that not the most Trump thing to say?
It is, but let's look at his beefs, okay? Did you see that whole thing? Where basically someone came through and listed off a large list
of like his beefs.
Of the beefs that Kanye West is involved in. And he came back to say that's cap. The list is double as long as what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Now I'm searching for the list that I can get.
He deletes it, so it's probably already off his.
Yeah, but all the other people, all of the other
No, but before we get into the Ye stuff, how do you feel about this Kid Cudi slander that had been happening?
I don't respect it.
But didn't it also feel like because the slander was coming from people that we were fans of, that it was like, but now I can't look at Cudi the same?
No, okay, because here's the thing with Cudi.
Bro, Vamp Live.
Stop, okay? Stop. No.
Bro,
No. Okay? Name one Playboi Carti song right now.
bro, Vamp Life.
That is not a song. Name one Playboi Carti song right now.
The one where he's like,
No, you don't get to say Magnolia.
yeah.
You don't get to say Magnolia. And you tried to act out the album cover. It's a whole album.
Where he's like,
The album is called Die Lit.
it's called I'm a Vampire.
No, the Vamp Life has only come about in the Whole Lotta Red series,
Yeah.
which you can't even name a record off that one.
Bro, Mario Judah.
What happened to him? Anyways,
Regardless.
when you see someone like Kid Cudi has really done a lot to change like the way music is, to change like the way people see like sad music.
I do
like,
love his music.
And look, and I'll be honest with like
I agree with the dress statement. The dress statement, I agree.
Here's what I will say.
Okay.
I always didn't get the Kid Cudi thing. Before, like coming up, people were like super heavy on the Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that Day and Night song's cool and all, but why are people acting like this was their Lord and Savior? Like, I really didn't understand it. Like I'd be like, yo, that Day and Night song was cool and all.
Yeah.
But like these people are literally acting like this person saved them from like the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I don't get that, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, he's cool and all, like I get
You were
the
like,
vibe.
Vamp Life, bro.
At the time, I was really just like, yo, what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
And then you just start seeing like it really wasn't until like I understood like his impact on like Kanye and Travis Scott and like what he really did for like the streetwear movement and stuff like that, where I was like, oh, he's really, really, really a big part of the culture. Then I saw like how important he was to Complex. I'm like, this whole conglomerate was almost based around Cudi.
Yeah.
Like was almost based around like he was like the first person they put on their cover.
I mean, the way
like,
he got put on was because he worked at the vape store and he met Kanye there and like gave him his demo or whatever.
So it's cool to see that where you're like, he is a product of the culture we love, like literally.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense, right?
But musically, where do you stand now?
Musically, I mean, I'm like, it's cool. I mean, it's a vibe like everything else. I'm not looking at him to be the most lyrical.
No,
I'm looking at him to be a vibe.
But the last couple albums besides Kids See Ghosts have just been really bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a weird thing to see like Travis Scott give him his first #1 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I liked that song, but you saw him trying to take like inspiration from Travis Scott and that kind of stuff, doing those ad libs that he would never do.
Yeah.
Doing things that were out of his comfort zone and actually were like, wow. But do you think he's spicy for saying what he said about Kanye in the first thing?
Yes.
When he said that your only good things about your previous albums have been when I'm on them.
And that's not true. Because Kanye was Kanye before Cudi and Kanye continued
But he said
to be.
most recent albums.
That's also not true.
Because, I mean, that Ye album,
Yeah.
I feel like people were going crazy over that. I mean, because that's what
inspired
became
Kids See.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that went crazy for a week.
For a week. But then he had his like Jesus album, and then he had like
Was Cudi on it?
on the Jesus album?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't listen to it.
No, he wasn't.
So I ain't listened to it.
And then I'm thinking about the albums that Cudi was on and like how many albums. So he's been on since like I think 808s, if I'm not mistaken. Like one 808 song, and then he was on Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy for like another songs.
Was he on
I don't know if he was on Yeezus.
No, was he on Life of Pablo?
He was on Life of Pablo for one song. He was on
yeah.
Father Stretch My Hands Part 1.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember the songs off my top. I mean, like those are the ones. Like, oh, obviously, Ultralight Beam is the best thing from Life of Pablo. Had nothing to do with Cudi.
No.
Like every song off of like Donda.
It was just Moon. But I think that was more Don Toliver.
That's
than
what I really
anything.
felt like.
Yeah,
And
because then it was just Kid Cudi's humming, but it was the
And the thing about it that people don't really realize is like the way Kanye does music is not like Don Toliver talked about that. That is not the way the song sounded when he hopped on it.
Right.
He recorded over something and then Kanye flipped it like a sample and said, "All right, cool. I like his voice here. I'm going to take this and do all this."
Because that's how he started. That's always what he's done. He's always chopped the soul.
Yeah. So
Kanye.
Drop the soul. So when you see that I'm like, okay, Kanye he's taking what you give him and he's being like, you don't see what this could be.
Yeah.
I know what this could be.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, I haven't seen it, so don't spoil things. I'm about to get into it. Have you seen any of the Netflix documentary, The JEEN-YUHS?
No, I haven't. Wait, should we hold hands and watch it together?
We should, because we need to talk about it. But the one thing that I do want to talk about is the part that's getting floated around social media a lot.
Which is?
When he goes around the Rockefeller office.
Oh, yes. And then he plays All Falls Down for that one. They just like ignore him.
So,
and I'm like,
there's a backstory.
Okay.
Wayno talks about this. Wayno was in the office around that time. He was in the clip.
Wayno's that old?
Yeah, he was. That's when he was interning and stuff like that. Like, why do you think now he's like A&R at QC and shit? Like, he's been
Why
around.
was he doing Everyday Struggle like he just was a brand new guy?
Because it's camera. It's like he's always worked behind the scenes, been managers. Now this is bringing him as
to the front run
as a personality who's talking.
Gotcha.
It's a whole different. It's like Joe Budden, it's a different
Joe Budden.
So the thing with Wayno is Wayno goes, let me add some context to this.
Okay.
He had been doing this shit all day. Like this was like the millionth time he played this. Like people had enjoyed it and like gave him the time of day when he played it.
Yeah.
The first fucking 15 times or whatever.
Yeah.
But like he was doing this constantly, and then he's a new artist and they have a full camera team, which back then it wasn't like now where everyone's vlogging all the time and everyone's got a camera phone. Like phones didn't even have cameras.
Yeah.
So you have this kid who's already played this song 15 times in this office.
Yeah.
Coming with the camera crew and putting a camera in your face when you're at work and not really like prepared to be on camera.
Yeah.
So it's like, it looks like no one's giving him the time of day. Yeah. He's like, but this had been multiple times that he fucking played this song.
I love that so much. Like that's such a Kanye thing to do.
So everyone's saying like, man, they ain't even, you see what that was and you see they didn't even give it the time of day. When I was like, bro, they did though. It's just wild by this point.
But like, let's not take away from what the hustle was for Kanye coming up. Because he got on Rockefeller as a producer. No one did want to give him, he had to self-finance and do that shit through the wire.
Yeah. And so, like, I do respect that. And I want to see it. Like, I want to see.
He had his jaw broke.
But it is that thing where he's probably like, I want Final Edit. I want to.
I don't know if you do this, but whenever I listen to Through the Wire, I try to, like, rap it like he does without moving your lips. Because I was like, what if I had my jaw broke?
There's two things that I do that for. Through the Wire and the White Striped Seven Nations Army. Dun, 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 dun. Because the way he performs that song sounds like the same. It sounds like Jack White has his teeth closed and won't open them. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna put them all. So you have to, like, I just try not to ever open my teeth. The Seven Nations. Like, you just have to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's something about those two songs where it's like crippling yourself works for the better.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Flu game Michael Jordan. You know
it's like that, bro.
It's a different beast. It's a different animal. But let's go ahead and get in like one more topic here, and then we'll let y'all go.
Yeah.
In this whole thing, like I said, this is the Ye podcast now. This is,
pretty
you know
much.
what I'm saying? And so one of the big things that came out with all this shit is that Julia Fox and Kanye West are reportedly no longer in a relationship. The way that this got put out originally was in the Daily Mail. Mm-hmm. The Daily Mail said that Julia Fox was crying in the airport on her way to a flight because they broke up. She came out and said, hold the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Ain't no one crying. And I don't want y'all to have this narrative that of me being sad and lonely in an airplane flying home.
Yeah.
I'm good. We're good. And I don't want you to look at me as this sad person who didn't get X, Y, and Z. I want you to see me as the number one hustler. And when people hear the word number one hustler, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
But if you're saying number one hustler and Kanye is taking shots at literally everybody.
Yeah.
And is not taking shots at this.
Yeah.
Means he was definitely in the end with all this stuff. Like
Yeah.
He, like, all right, cool. This will be the hustle.
Yeah.
I'm going to like create my own narrative here. Let's like
He's like, you saw what she's not stupid. She knows what he did for Amber Rose. She knows what he did for the Kardashians.
And now she's kind of like, I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna take what I need. I'm gonna take my headlines. I'm gonna take my clout.
No one knew who she was.
And I'm gonna dip.
I know you said Uncut Gems, blah blah blah, grinded on the weekend. No one knew who she was, bro.
Bro, I know people didn't know who she was, but she was like, I really like. I know because Kanye didn't do this with everybody. Mm-hmm. So there's a mix because he was with some other girls. Yeah. I just saw a news thing that he was with the Kim Kardashian lookalike in a plane. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
So there's a system, and it's like a stock. He's like picking the one that's about to go up.
Yeah.
He's like picking the Doge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo, she has this Uncut Gems buzz, and I bet you she already has a movie coming up. Like, I bet you she already has a movie in the works that she's getting ready to film, that this is basically going to be promo for that movie, so that when he's done with her and this is all over with, people are going to be like, yo, can you believe Kanye got her that movie? Yeah. Can you believe that Kanye's clout got her into
blah, 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 blah,
but
blah.
she was already on that shit.
Yeah.
And they probably got together and be like, hey, yo.
Most people had to like give a BJ for that role, but she just got it because of Ye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like, they're probably sitting there together and be like, hey, I know you got this popping up and I know you got this popping up. If we do this and that's going to raise your clout. I'm going to say that I did this and this and this, and it's going to help me with this. Raise that clout. Yeah. All right, then. Yeah. And she was like, all right, cool. I'm cool with the hustle. Let's do this shit. Yeah. And I mean, that seems like the most probable thing, because why would the fuck would you? Because the thing she says too, you know, she had already like, she was on that interview show and she was basically saying she a cuck. She basically just said she likes the idea of watching her partner with someone else, or the idea of her and her partner with someone else and their partner couple swapping, being in a foursome type situation. She said these things on an interview. Those are wild, hot takes that are going to basically make people be like, what's Kanye doing? Like, everything that she's doing in a loud press-like way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all this stuff seems, when anyone, like, Pete just goes, hey, I would just love to meet your kids one day, and he gets blasted. Yeah. Skeet. She says...
No. We don't call him Pete no more. We call him Skeet.
I don't, because I respect Pete.
I respect Pete, too. Bro, did you see how he made an Instagram and Ye followed him? Yeah. If I was Pete, I would have made my Instagram name Skeet Davidson. I would have leaned in. Bro, how do you not lean in?
I know, but I'm telling you.
The best thing to do in things like this is lean in.
I know, but I'm telling you his method. There's a method when you're like, when you are a comedian and your whole thing is like, your only goal is to get people to come see you live. Yeah. Your only goal as a stand-up comedian is to get people to come see you live. If they want to hear you say anything, if they want to hear you address anything, you come see me live where you can't record, and you get to see me tell my feelings live, or you wait for the special that I'm going to put out, and then everyone tunes in to hear the things that I have to say. Like, comedians sell their thoughts and they sell their opinions. So if you just are on Twitter giving them away for free and giving headlines, then you're not doing yourself the justice in your career. Facts. He's managed to like skyrocket as a famous comedian and actor, partially because of this type of shit. Yeah, because of like Ariana Grande and stuff like that.
Just like skeeting through women.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, when you're in that position, when all the Ariana Grande stuff happened, he never said a single thing. He did an interview with Charlemagne the day before he put a special out so that he could get the general bullshit that wasn't going to be on the special out the way. Yeah. Get people to know, hey, I have a special coming out tomorrow, and then let that shit speak for itself. And then he hides back in his basement again. Yeah. And like, that's what he does.
I have a Ye conspiracy.
All right.
I really do be thinking that he's like studied Trump, and there's certain things that he's saying and doing to make people like that are like halfway conspiracists be like, nah, bro, but like Ye's got the insider, like he's trying to get like the godless people out of here, and he's like,
I don't think that he studies them. I think they're the same person, and I think he learned that when he met him. He goes, wait, you on the same wavelength as me? Yeah. And they both were like, yeah, no, like he gets it. No, we don't really.
Ye be saying some weird QAnon type shit.
He says some wild shit.
Because he was like talking about like Corey, like Chris's like boo or whatever. That and then he's like, this is a godless man, like blah 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 blah, like Illuminati mad kind of thing.
I mean, here's the weird thing about that kind of stuff is like when you say God, it just puts things in a different way. I was listening to Bert Kreischer, a comedian, talk on a podcast, and he was talking with a comedian who is a Christian, and he's always like grown up Catholic. He went to like a Catholic, all boys Catholic high school and stuff like that.
Pause.
And he was pretty much saying like it's a weird situation to live in where like he believes in God, prays all the time, but like his wife and daughter don't believe in God. Mm-hmm. And that's normal in this day and age to be able to have that open and honest dialogue and people share their opinions on things. And that's a very possible situation where Chris's boo probably doesn't believe in God, might be agnostic, might be atheist, might be whatever in their normal way. But when Kanye comes out and says something like he don't believe in God, when he says stuff like that, it just might be like, yo, he just doesn't have a relationship with God. He doesn't have the same relationship with God you have.
Yeah.
And that's very normal. But when you say it out loud in a crazy way like that, it just makes things sound way wilder than they actually are.
Well, and another thing that Ye's doing is he's using God to justify the crazy like manic stuff he's doing.
Like is God's will or God's telling me?
Yeah.
Which it's weird too because like But
that's the most Christian thing he's ever done.
No, but and tell me this is like the and I don't want to like
press me or something.
But it's like the same thing that I talk about with like the trans stuff, right? Which is that there is like a level. Chill. There's a level where like obviously there's a large group of people that truly believe this stuff. Bro, calm down.
Okay.
That truly believe this stuff, but there's a percentage, we don't know how big or small that percentage is, that are just crazy. So when people are like, yo, God told me to give you like to pay for your meal, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But when someone's like, yo, God told me to burn down this building because there are sinners in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, dog, just because you say God said, don't mean
God said it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, there's a line sometimes.
Wait, what does that have to do with trans people though? What are you trying to say? That sometimes
there's a line where people be like, I'm a toaster. And I don't know if you a toaster.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were saying like, I thought you were going to hit me with the scientifically speaking, you still got XY chromosome.
Dog, I wasn't going there. Dog.
I don't know where you were going.
I wasn't going there.
Okay, I didn't know.
I'm just saying, dog,
yeah,
that some people are crazy. And we cannot tie everybody in the same umbrella.
Okay.
Now, this goes to close out the thing. Because this was a really tough one.
Yeah.
Because before, Kanye was getting a lot of shots from Pete Davidson on SNL with mental health jokes.
Yeah. But it's like he makes fun of himself, too.
Of course.
Like
but Kanye's been out here.
He supercutted him like Rogan.
He supercutted him. He's doing the political hit piece against Skeet. How do we feel about that? Because it's like you're making a joke about yourself too.
Because like I've seen like all those skits that he like supercutted, like I've seen them.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is just out of context. Like that's funny.
But it's not out of context. All the context is there. He just cut the clip. It doesn't look crazy.
Yeah.
It looks the same.
Right. So I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know what you're trying to say yet.
Exactly. Like I don't understand. Like, and that's why like other comedians are like, well, this is when he should really be coming out and like throwing shots, but it's like, no, he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like he's doing the Drake thing where it's like you just have Kanye yelling at himself right now.
Yeah.
And now what Drake does is Drake doesn't respond to him. Drake seems to just like keep on throwing shots
under the radar.
Yeah. So he'll like text one of Kanye's sister-in-laws and be like, yo, I hope the baby's doing good. Yeah, and like send them some stuff and like, hey, I'm having a party at my house later if y'all want to come by.
Yo.
And then Kanye will be like, yo, what the fuck, bro? I was just saying.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though, that alleged text from Kim's cousin being like, yo, this is crazy, I support you. How about them Yeezys though?
No, it was the way she said it too, because she didn't try to do the thing where it was like, Can I get some Yeezys?
No, it was like, is it safe?
Is it safe to get them off StockX because my son really wants some?
Yeah, so
that he'd be like, don't go on StockX and do with that shit. I got you.
Yeah.
But he goes, don't talk to me about Yeezys right now.
That's crazy.
And that's when you start realizing, like, it's always something. You know what I mean? Like you can't
real
just,
friends.
How many of us, bro? How many of us?
How many of us? Trust issues.
So I think we got it, bro.
Yeah.
I think we got it.
We out here through the wire.
We are spitting
through
our
the
feelings.
wired fence.
We are spitting our feelings through the vid.
On the right side of the fence.
Bro, actually, I think I'm on the left side of the fence talking to you from the right side of the fence. Just kind of like telling you what's going on this side.
Okay.
Just kind of keeping you up. Like, I'm reminding you that you're still Mexican. Like, they had to remind 50 Cent he was still black.
Oh, okay.
Remember when that white woman tried to remind 50 Cent he was still black?
No. What?
So I guess Chelsea Handler was dating 50 Cent at one point.
Yeah.
And they had a thing. And when 50 Cent came out and was saying like all the Trump stuff because of the taxes, Chelsea basically said, I had to remind 50 Cent he was still white. I mean, he was still black. And when a white woman says that, it don't feel right.
Yeah.
There's something weird about that. I'll be like, who are you reminding?
They got the wildest, like,
Yeah,
privilege.
we're like the audacity. Like,
yeah.
You gonna remind a who of what? You ain't never been. How you gonna know?
They really act like they be running this stuff, bro.
Exactly. So that's why that was a big thing. So that's why I'm saying that brings more to that Eminem thing where I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to remind you you're still brown.
Okay.
And that's fine. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
To give each other both sides.
Right,
you know
right. Did we just switch sides? Are you making it official that we switch sides?
I think we switched sides, dog. I'm gonna have to start spraying you, dog, when you be saying wild things. It's gonna stay on this side now.
All right.
But thank you for watching. Make sure quickly hit that like, hit that subscriber ad to the
Send
library
this
for
to
wherever.
a friend that you think is funny.
Hit that share. Send it to somebody. Be like, yo, I think you would like this. I think that you would find this hilarious. Go ahead and send that over.
And nothing is mean spirited. These are all jokes.
Yeah, for real though. Like, we love all y'all.
Yeah. So don't be out here acting all like.
Even the theys, to be honest. Even the theys.
Yeah.
Even the theys.
Allegedly. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, he's capping.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, come check us out next week. Hear us talk records. Tell your Theos, tell your Theos. We out here.
We love y'all.